Alright, so hello everyone. Welcome to a Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 World Tour. As you can probably tell, I have built a lot in this world. I have a lot of things to show off in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm just standing on a wooden I guess just pole that I built at the very start of this world. This is the very first thing I built, and I put it here as a marker just for the surrounding area, and I've left it here ever since. So this is where I like to start all of my videos since it's where I started the world. Moving on, down here we have just a nice pathway. This over here leads to the mansion, which is something we'll show later. It is definitely still a work in progress, as you can tell, so we do need to continue working on that. Just going this way, we've got some benches, a nice water fountain, and a lava fountain, and both of those lead directly into the house, which is what I will show off first since it is nighttime. So starting in here, if we go to the right, we have this nice library area, some places to sit and some books to read. Heading into this room, we have our furnace smelting area. So, oh, guess I got some gold smelting in there. Just an area to smelt some stuff and do some crafting. And here we've got the living room. This is, I think, my favorite room in the house. I love the design, especially with the carpet and the bricks going across. I thought that was a really nice touch. I just like this area a lot. And we also have my one and only music disc in here. Moving on, we have our nice kitchen area with a fridge that doesn't work because I haven't added the dispenser yet. A nice little smelter over here and some countertops and a nice table, which I actually used a piston for, which I think looks really cool. Moving on, we have our indoor garden. I've actually never harvested this. I don't plan on harvesting it. It's kind of just here. Great. Moving on, we've got the bedroom. Pretty standard. Nothing major in this bedroom. Nothing too crazy to go over. I'm just gonna sleep. And then moving on, we have our TV room. As you can tell, that's TV and that's a painting. So if you couldn't tell the difference, this right here, we're watching the Kung Fu Fighters with a nice, I guess, just table and some foliage in the corner. Moving on to the center, we have our main storage room. So over here we have nothing. This is where all of my cobblestone would be. I guess I don't have any. That's that's great. I do have dirt. I guess I just don't have any cobblestone. Over here we've got our valuables chest. I need to do some more mining. I only have 7 diamonds. And this is just a bunch of saplings and mob drops. And then the rest of the storage is down here. Now, actually, if we go upstairs, I haven't built anything up here yet. So this area is still a work in progress and is something that I need to work on. But I have built things in the basement down here. So we'll start on the right hand side. We have our idea board. This is just different ideas that I have. So just things I'm going to build in the world. And apparently a 2005 Honda Pilot. I don't know why that sign is just randomly sitting there. And then I also have some rooms that I want to add to the mansion. Most of these I've already added, but as I said, the mansion is still not finished, so I do need to add some of these. Over here we have just a nice room, some more bookshelves for reading, and you can watch the lake. If we move down the hallway, we have this nice infinite water source, which I can always use if I need some water. And then heading out this way, we have a path that leads to this area, which is an outdoor restaurant at the moment. And when I get another a couple music discs. I want to make a jukebox here and have this as like an outdoor party area. But right now it's mainly just meant for seating. And if we head down here, it's also a way we can exit via the boats, which are not here. I don't know why my boats are in here. Heading back upstairs, there's no boats in there. Heading back, we have this room again, and then over here we have our nether portal. I haven't done too much in here, just added some fire, and I actually haven't added anything to the nether yet. There is nothing in there, so I'm not gonna go in there because there's nothing to show you in there, and a crafting table in the wall. If we move back, actually, you know what? I'll come back to this area. Um, but if we leave this way and go up here, we have a nice marketplace with a bunch of pumpkin people selling their various products. And up here, I plan on putting a castle, but that is still unfinished. Oh, that's where all my cobblestone went. I'm using it to build this castle that I still need to work on. If we head back down here, just more pumpkin people selling their products with this nice wall. And then over this way, we have a nice fountain area. It's a place to sit and just be by nature. I think I just, yeah. So I can tell by this dump chest that I just built this area, and this is the most recent build. Since usually I always empty out my dump chests, I'm gonna have to do that after this walkthrough. We also have some nice stones in the area, which I like these a lot. I like using these random cobblestone builds just to make stones. I think they look really nice, and it's definitely something that I have more of in the world. I don't know what the best way to go about this is. I think I'll show you the mansion last. So I have a rail system in here with some minecarts and some extra rail parts. So I guess I'll head this way. And this is going to bring us to the observation tower, and it also gives us a nice view of the town. Here we are. Here we are at the observation deck. If we get out, we can head upstairs here. There isn't too much up here, just a couple of chairs. But up here, actually, there's one. Wow, two more floors. I forgot how tall I made this thing. Let's get out before we start taking damage. Up here, we have a control room. Oh, never mind. I guess I forgot to add the control portions. And this just gives you a nice look of the town. As you can tell, it is definitely unfinished, but I do like this like town square area that I added that we're gonna go show off next. And I plan on bringing the town out this way and expanding it in this direction. But I have not done that yet, and that is something that I'm going to need to build for the next world tour. And over in this direction, it just shows you the minecart track. So there isn't too much over here at the moment, but there definitely will be more. I think the best thing to do now is to show you the town. So I'm actually just gonna cheat my way down here. In here we have a sport shop. So we have different shuffleboard items and fencing items, along with some boats that were hid off the display, and some other display items. There's nothing in here. It's pretty bland and basic, but I still do like the design, especially of the floor. Over in this direction, we have the bakery. This is actually the first thing I built in the town, which is weird because it's not by the rest of the town. It's just got a nice floor. I don't actually have any baked goods in here, but it looks nice. And then out here, there's a path to the water. if I head back over to the main portion of the town, this will put us by the town square. And most of these houses are unoccupied. But what I did for some of the houses is I added like the name of my close friends. So for example, Jay. So this is Jay's house. And I have that for a couple other ones, like that's Alex's. And this is Nick's Broncos Country Saddle Shop, since he's a fan of the Broncos. So I thought that was a really nice touch that I added to my world and just gave my friends their own area. All of these houses are furnished, but there isn't really much in them. They're just meant to be little townhouses next to the main area where we have a nice restaurant over here and also a nice lake where people can go fishing. Up here we have just a small little garden which you can sit at, and that's about it for the town. Like I said, all of these houses have been built up, but there isn't much inside of them. Over here, though, this building does have stuff inside of it, and I'll go inside the treehouse. Might as well since it's a treehouse. Got some books and a nice view of the land. Over here, we have a pub. That's my Irish friend's pub. He's not actually Irish. And this is the menu. Don't question those signs. I forgot I put those there. And then we have a nice seating area up here, and this leads back up to the observation deck. Moving on past the town, over here we have a big creeper statue. Two of my friends from high school actually gave me a creeper pinata for my 18th birthday, so I made this in a memory of them. And there isn't much inside, it's just a house area, but it does look very nice. And over here we have our wheat farm. So the cool thing about beta is all of your crops will get trampled immediately if you walk on them, but if you put fences under them, they won't. So up here I just have a bunch of wheat if I ever need to harvest it, and then I also have a second layer down here. Now this was a pretty simple build, but definitely very effective, and I am glad that I made it. Moving on, I'm actually going to head way back here to that giant spider face, and that is actually my string farm. That is a naturally spawning spider spawner that I made into a farm, and to market, I made a giant spider head, which I thought was very cool, and you can actually see it from a lot of the base, which was really cool. I am gonna sleep first though. Now this area down here isn't really finished yet. There are a couple spots I'll show in a second that could definitely use some work. But over here is the spider spawner. As you can see, they spawn up there, get hit into the cactuses, and then I can put all of their string in here. It is very loud though, so I am not gonna stay in this area. But that is my string farm. And over this way, I actually have the start of a giant mine. So if I ever need to get cobblestone, I used to have um, what's it called? A strip mine. Yeah, I used to have a strip mine where I would get most of my cobblestone, but I thought it would be really fun to just come down here and mine out this whole area. So instead of the strip mine, I'm just gonna mine like this. If I ever need to find diamonds or coal or anything, I can just come down here and just break out a giant area, which I thought was really cool. And this ladder actually leads all the way up to my mine entrance, which I'll show you in just a second once we get up there. I haven't really done much with this mine area yet. I do have bigger plans to just mine out the whole area because I think it would look cool, but I haven't done any of that yet. But I have decorated up here. So up here I have some excavated ores, and I also have them set up like this, which I thought was really cool with the rails to kind of strap them down. I also have a big set of crafting tables and a little bridge that goes over the entrance to the mine. Moving over to the left here, you can see my giant sugarcane farm. Every level is the same, so I'll just show you them real quick. It's just a giant area where I can harvest a lot of sugarcane because I love using books as decoration. I think bookshelves are one of the nicest decorative blocks. So I just have this whole area where I can go and I can farm sugarcane whenever I need it. And I think I get like 3 stacks per harvest, so it's really efficient, and I'm glad I have it. Moving on down here, we have another garden area with a bunch of flowers outside. You can sit here and do some fishing, and I also made 2 more of these giant rock piles, which I think look really cool, and I'm glad I have them. Moving on over here, we have the tree. I cleared out this entire area because it was all forest, and when I did that, I forgot to clear out one tree. So when I was building the house, this whole area was deforested except for one singular tree, which I left up. And I built a little perimeter around it and put a sign that says, "Please do not touch the tree." Moving on to the left here, I have another sugarcane farm as well as a cactus farm. I mainly just have this as decoration. I don't really use it too often now that I have that giant sugarcane farm. I just wanted to build a giant tower, and that's what I use that for. This is still useful, obviously, but I don't come here that often. It's mainly just a minecart track back here, which leads into the bottom of my house, and I haven't really done much with this since. In front of us, though, this I use a lot. It's my dog kennel. So in here I have 3 different pups. There's also one in the stair. Okay. Don't know how he got in there, but I have 3 different dogs in here. Got some stuff for them to scratch at. And then back here I have a giant pond and some space for them to run around in. And that brings us back to the house. So I'm gonna go back into the basement of the house and I'm going to travel down another one of the minecart paths. Let's go this way. So this is gonna bring us to the throne room. I haven't done much in this area besides the obvious, which is probably the Purdue sign and this tower. The reason I built that Purdue sign is because when I made this world, I made it at the end of March last year, which was when I started applying for college. And when I realized that I was going to go to Purdue, I built that sign. And I thought it was really cool, so I made it. And that's what most of this world is. I don't have a set plan with this. I just think the beta is really fun because you can build whatever you want, and that's exactly what I did. So if there's something I feel like building, I do. And then I can also show you the world. Up here we have our triple decker bed and our throne. I have a diamond seat with our 2 pumpkin guards, and we can look out on the world. You can actually see a lot from here, which is really cool. If you head up to the top here, there isn't anything up here at the moment, but you are above the clouds, which is a really cool touch. And here's the water that goes all the way down the center. And if you jump off, you can land in the water down here. So it's a lot easier to get down that way. I'm actually going to head back over to the house, and I'm gonna bring the minecart track to go to the mansion. And I also have Mario there because why not? All right, let's take this minecart track and let's head all the way over to the mansion. Nice. And as you can see on the left, I made a giant snowman. I made that in the Christmas season. There isn't anything near the snowman, so I just have him there in the background, but I thought he looked really cool. And one building that I didn't mention yet before we get to the mansion is my fishing base. This is just an area where I can fish off the port, and I have a lot of fish items down there. I just thought it looked cool in the water, and it takes up the space, and I thought it looked really nice. Next, we have everyone's favorite, the mansion. As you can tell, it looks very interesting in some spots. I'm still working on it. It's still a work in progress, but I would like to show you what I have done so far. So here's the front. I've got some paintings up. I have a giant room over there. Same with over here. I like using glass a lot. I just think it adds a more open vibe to all of the builds, which is something you'll see a lot in this house. I don't really know why these furnaces are here. This is just more dump chests, so I'll have to fix that once I finish up the place. Over here, we've got a nice seating area, so we can look out on the water, which I thought was really cool. And before I show you any of this, I'm gonna kill these guys. There's a zombie in here. Still need to light that up, I guess. And there's more, of course. Well, heading up here, we have our main living room, which looks really cool. I love the fireplace design that I put in here. We got some nice seats, as well as some books to read, some couches, and a very nice chandelier. Moving over here, let's head downstairs first. I have an empty room here that I haven't really done anything with. I will eventually add something in here, but I'm not really sure what yet. So I just have this empty for now. Heading all the way down, we have our giant furnace room. This is where I do all of the smelting in the house, as well as a bunch of crafting tables. Heading back up here, if we go over here, we have a nice lookout deck, which shows the entire world, as well as brings you right back to the center of the house. Moving to the right here, we have a giant tree inside of the mansion, which I think looks really cool. Up here, we have, I believe, a storage room. Yep, this is the storage room of the mansion. This is where I can keep all my valuables if I actually had stuff over here. And then this is the main kitchen. Got a big, giant table with a double fridge, some furnaces, and a lot of counter space. Next up, we're gonna head up the stairs, and that's gonna bring us to this main room. On the left-hand side, we have the master bedroom, which I think looks really nice, especially with the couch. Moving on down this way, we have an indoor garden with some sugarcane and some cactus. And then out this way, we have a nice path. It's just a way you can walk around, and this will also bring you to the minecart track that we were on earlier. Heading back inside now, we've got some nice paintings on the wall and a nice walkway. Out this way, we have another balcony. Just looking over the nice snow area, which I thought was really cool. And let's head up the stairs. Upstairs is where a lot of the amenities are in the house. So we have a giant library where you can grab a book and do some reading. As I said, I love using bookshelves as decoration, as you can tell. We have another main area with a water fountain, which looks really cool. Another seating area, and on the right here we have our pool and billiards room, which is a really cool addition. I wish there was a way to play actual pool in beta, but there is not. Over here we have our music room. If you ever want to play some tunes, you can. You also get a nice look at the entire world. Going on to the right here, I don't know what I'm going to use this area for. As you can tell, it is unfinished. I haven't added this glass wall yet, but it's a giant area with nothing in it just yet. So I am going to put something in here. I'm just not sure what. Over here we have a nice outdoor seating area with great views of the whole land. And then finally, let's head up these stairs. And this is going to bring you to yet another library with some nice views out the windows and some areas to sit and read some books. And this area is unfinished once again, but I think in here I plan on putting some guest beds for all of the butlers and maids and anyone who works in the mansion. I think this is going to be their spot. And with that being said, we are just about done with the world tour. So this is everything that I've built as of, let's see, April 22nd of 2024. So this is everything I have so far. That was my Discord, not yours, so don't worry. And I love this world. I think it turned out really nice. I love what I've added so far, and I cannot wait to see where this world takes me in a month, in 6 months, in a year. I'm not entirely sure, but I am going to keep playing on this world, and I am going to build more. And because of that, we're going to have to do another world tour. But for now, that is everything I have built in the world so far. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. See ya.